Hello everyone, welcome to another gear review here on the autoX YouTube channel. I'm Manav Sinha and today I have a very good helmet for you. This is the KYT NZ-Race or NZ-Race depending on how you want to call it, and this is one of those helmets that offer great value for money because this is meant to be for those who want top-notch safety without breaking the bank. Let's start with where it is from. It's from a manufacturer called KYT, as you might have guessed, and you would have seen this brand being worn by some of the top motorcycle athletes in the world. Yes, I'm talking about the MotoGP Premier Class and also Moto2 and Moto3 as well. Speaking of MotoGP, you would have seen riders like Aleix Espargaro from the Aprilia racing team up until the last season, and KYT also has Enea Bastianini, the factory Ducati team rider, wearing a KYT helmet. Speaking of whom, this is the Bastianini replica that I have here. If you follow MotoGP, you would know that through this because it has Bestia written over here at the back. This is a really cool touch even for those who don't know what this means, because Bestia is Italian for beast. And Enea Bastianini is nicknamed the Beast. So that's the story behind it. How much does it cost? Well, it costs 35,000 rupees. I know it might seem like a lot, but stay with me and you'll see why it is still a good value for money helmet. So what is the thing that really stands out? The first thing that you should know about this helmet? Well, that is the fact that this is one of the very few helmets in India that offer top-notch safety rating and can be bought legally as well. And that can be explained through this little logo over here at the back. And yes, I'm talking about the ISI Mark. You see, if you want a premium top quality helmet in India, things are a little bit convoluted right now. Recently, the government of India banned the stocking and selling of helmets which do not have an ISI mark, and if you're caught wearing one of these helmets without the ISI mark, well, you can be fined as well. That obviously was done with good intent, but for the very few of us and you who's watching a video of a helmet like this meant you cannot wear internationally spec'd helmets like this one here, which follow globally top standards of safety because they still do not comply with the ISI safety rating, which is required to be sold in India. As a result, over the past couple of years or so, stocks of these premium helmets have depleted and you have to go really through some back channels or get them from abroad, pay really expensive prices and bring them here in the name of safety. That's just how the thing is. However, this helmet has the all-important ISI mark, so it can be sold by dealers in India, and as a result, getting your hands on a new KYT NZ-Race is not that difficult. Secondly, what else does it get apart from the ISI mark? Well, it gives you that peace of mind that even if you are stopped by a cop wearing a fancy bright colored helmet, you can tell them that this is ISI certified. Keeping this aside, let's talk about what other safety ratings the KYT NZ-Race offers. Well, as you can see here, it comes with the ECE R2206 safety norm. What this is the European Testing Agency's safety rating. Up until recently, it was ECE R2205, which of course there are a lot of helmets that follow that safety rating, but now they've made their testing methods more stringent and are giving ECE R2206, and there are not a lot of helmets that keep up with that standard. This one, however, does. So that's another reason for you to consider this helmet. But what's also fantastic is that the KYT NZ-Race also has the FIM approved rating, which if you are a MotoGP or a motorsport fan, you would know is one of the highest safety ratings that a helmet can get. Now, why am I talking about these safety ratings so much? Well, if you want yourself a helmet with the FIM rating and the ECE R2206 and the ISI mark, well, you're gonna have a tough time. But even if you want a helmet without the ISI Mark, you have a friend abroad and you want that top-notch helmet, those helmets cost a bomb. They can cost 4 times the price of the KYT NZ-Race. Yes, I'm looking at you, AGV, Pista, GPRR. That's a really expensive helmet. So you get all of those safety ratings for just 35,000 rupees, which you can buy from one of the dealers around you. That is the big thing about the KYT NZ-Race, and that's why I really like this helmet, because getting your hands on it is not too difficult. Okay, so that's the bit about the safety rating. Now let's talk about the helmet itself, and let's talk about the shape. Again, it's a sporty silhouette meant to be worn in the tucked in position. It has this extended diffuser at the back, and this gives it a really sporty stance. The next thing I would want to talk about as well, the visor. Pardon the dirty helmet, the dirty-ish helmet that I have here, because I have been wearing this helmet for a while now. I've also taken it to the racetrack. I rode the TVS Apache RR310 Cup bike. Some images you can see on your screen right now. And I've taken it to the track. I've worn it on the street as well. So it's being used, but the shots that you're seeing are at least of a clean helmet. So speaking of the visor, again, getting a visor for a premium helmet can be a bit of a catch. This one, not so, because KYT is making sure that the visors are stocked in the dealerships as well, and it will cost you about a couple of thousand rupees. So again, really good value for money offering over there. The visor in itself has a multi-stage retention system, which I really like, and once closed, it will offer a really nice seal as well. Another thing to note about the visor is that it comes with pin lock support and is also race ready, because it gets tear off support as well. So if you are someone who likes to wear tear offs on your race helmet, well, you can do that on these visors as well. One of the things that I've still not done is, of course, ride it in the rain, because we're in peak Delhi summer. But of course, that shouldn't be a problem, because the seal is good. At least I can say that through by not feeling any wind slip across the visor. Speaking of visor, this one does not come out of the box. This is an accessory. Out of the box, what you get is a clear visor, and what you also get is a very good quality bag, which I have here. It's a good quality bag, easy to carry your helmet around and tell everyone that you have a top-notch helmet. I really like this one. Now, let's talk about ventilation. That is something that I hold in high regard, because in our summer conditions, getting a good ventilated helmet is really, really important. And I'm happy to report that the KYT NZ-Race offers really good ventilation. It has a brow vent here, which you can open and close. However, the mechanism is not the best, if I'm being honest, because it feels a little mushy. Moving on, we have the chin vent over here at the bottom. Again, not so satisfying, but again, not a deal breaker. Gets the job done. You have 2 big vents here up at the top, which you can open in multiple levels. These have a really good feel and feedback, really nice sound to it as well. These vents actually feel proper top quality. Now, at this point, I think it's also important to state what helmet am I coming from, which is the helmet that I use the most, and that is the Shoei X14. That's my go-to helmet, and that is where I'm coming from. You can see in some of the shots, I'm wearing the Shoei X14. So what happened when I shifted from the Shoei X14 and wore this? Well, the first thing that you will notice is just how light this helmet is, weighing in at about 1350 grams. This is one of the lightest helmets that I've worn, and on top of that, the helmet is very well balanced. The result of that is, if you're riding tucked in, there's not a lot of weight on your neck, and especially if you're on the track, you're taking that corner, there's less buffeting, less impact from the buffeting, and overall less neck fatigue, which I think is very important. Add to that good ventilation, and you have a helmet that automatically becomes highly rated. All right, let's flip this over. Let's get to the good bits, the inside bits of the helmet. And of course, you get the double D-ring retention system. This obviously makes it perfect if you want to hit those track days. And of course, with all the ratings that it has, especially the FIM rating, you can go for any track day anywhere in the world with this helmet. You have a chin strap at the bottom too. This is helpful in reducing the wind noise inside the helmet, but I have to say wind noise is one of its weak points. There is a lot of noise that creeps in. Maybe it's just the helmet that I'm coming from, but there's a lot of wind noise that goes through. I would recommend wearing this with earplugs. If you do that as a habit, well, nothing to complain. Right, you of course get emergency release pads over here. And speaking of pads, well, they're really comfortable, easy to pull them out. Once you pull them out, you can see the air channels on the shell as well. And the pads themselves are really comfortable too. Again, this is another area where I noticed a difference. The Shoei X14, where I come from, is really a snug fit, right? This one though is a little bit loose. So for me personally, I like snug fit helmets. So this was a little bit of a surprise because it takes a few months for the pads to really adapt to your shape and become this loose. This one is a comfort fit, let's say, out of the box. However, if you're someone who likes to have a comfortably fitted helmet, you will like this one quite a lot. One of the things that I really liked, again, is the fact that I can wear it with my specs as well. This, I have to say, is one of those helmets in which wearing the specs has been the most comfortable affair, and I love it for that. The other big thing that I noticed right away when I wore this helmet, and especially when I was at the track, is the insane field of view that this helmet offers. As per KYT, it gives you a vertical field of view of 90 degrees. That's insane. Even if you are someone at a level where you are grazing your elbows at the apex, of course, I'm not at that level, you can really look far out into the corner, because when you're leaned over, you want to look straight up ahead to your corner exit points or whatever in front of you. And then at that point, it's the vertical field of vision that matters. 90 degrees, that's more than a lot of helmets that cost a lot more than this. Speaking of the visor, well, changing it is a rather cumbersome affair. I mean, I got used to it, but my first experience was not the quickest, I would say so. But once I get used to it, I can see myself doing that every day if need be. When it comes to the riding experience, one of the good things was that there were no hot spots, especially here at the temple area when I was wearing this helmet. So a really nice, comfortable fit. The only thing that you need to keep in mind is if you really want that snug fit, maybe try out a helmet that is a size lower. And again, that is the good thing, because these helmets are there in dealerships, so you can actually visit that place and try them out, unlike the experience of buying a premium helmet from some other country, for example. Last but not the least, let's talk about speed. Yes, that's what you like, right? That's why you're watching this video. Well, at the racetrack, I don't have a speedometer really in the Cup bike, but I think I would have done easily, I think 170, 180 kilometers an hour on the track. And even then, there was no buffeting problems at all. Even when it comes to safety though, I don't think you should be having any point of concern, even if you go at say 300 kilometers an hour at a racetrack. That is where most of the sports bikes are limited to, because this again is an FIM level rated helmet. All right, let's wrap all of this up. Of course, we've gone a lot into details, but I think this helmet deserved this much of a conversation because of the unique position that it finds itself in, with that ISI Mark, FIM Mark and the ECR 2206, a trio of perfection in the helmet itself. And of course, having good availability is a big plus. All in all, is this helmet a good value for money offering? I say absolutely yes, even though it costs 35,000 rupees, because other top-notch flagship helmets which can compete with it, say in terms of weight or field of vision or the ratings, safety ratings that they have, well, they cost at least twice, as more expensive, and you know KYT is not cutting any corners in terms of safety because of the ratings once again. So a highly recommended helmet. It comes in a lot of colors. This one again is a very colorful offering, given this is the Bastianini replica. You can have it in a carbon fiber finish as well. I think that looks really nice if you pair it up with a good colored visor. All in all, a good helmet to have. Highly recommended from us here at autoX.